On to the next day. 5 days to Operation Jormungand. Oh, here we go. It's finally starting. This is it. Now we're on a time limit. Oh shit, they're testing everything out. Oh, here we go. Oh lord. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, yes. Oh god, yes. Oh wow. Oh wow, upgrade. Let's go. Oh my, we even got a hangar now. Look at look. Oh yes. Wow, this is so much bigger. Like, they're finally not just flying in the back of us. Just, oh my goodness, they actually have a place to rest now. Wow, this place is, wow. Okay. Now they're just showing off. Now they're just showing off. Oh my goodness. We got everything. Oh my god, even Dorothy's here. Yeah, Monk's here too. Oh goodness, everyone's here. Finally. Oh wow. This. Oh, we even got a hot spring. Oh goodness. Wow. Jeez, it's so much bigger than I thought it would be. It looks so much smaller than it actually is. Oh, they're just showing off. And I'm loving every scene. Oh, now we got the bridge. Look, it is a real bridge. A real commander's bridge.
Starting a new model of ship. The system you see here largely emulates that of the previous Courageous.
Oh my god, it looks so much. It looks like it got a glow up for real. Like, wow. This is definitely the Courageous 2.0. Definitely so many upgrades.
Our operations manual only covers the bare minimum. Should you find anything lacking, you'll have to figure it out as you go.
And that's perfectly fine. I was perfectly fine with the Merkaba, but just give me more and it's fine.
Understood. I'll make sure to pass it on to everyone else.
In total, it spans a length of 92 Arj, a considerable step up from the previous 74 Arj class.
Exactly, wow. It's not that far away from being like an actual battleship.
However, because the ship is so much bigger, you'll need to carefully watch the speed and engine output.
Ha! So she's a wild one, eh? Sounds to me like this girl's gonna need a bit more taming than the last one.
Oh, goodness.
This terminal should give you complete
Language,
command
Angelica.
over all the ship's facilities and fire control systems.
Oh, we got Tita on the guns.
It comes equipped with anti-hacking measures, specially developed by Professors Albert and Erica Russell themselves.
Hey.
You mean Mom and Grandpa made it? We should have no problems then.
I was about to say, like, oh, we got Grandpa on this? Like, hell yeah, like, this is made for you.
Incredible. Every inch of equipment on this ship is state-of-the-art.
Indeed.
And that computer's one of the Epstein Foundation's next-generation models. Weren't they only just developed?
That's right. And its hull has the latest innovations in hydrodynamic engineering, courtesy of the Ruhr Institute of Technology. Plus, it seems to be outfitted with ZCF's newest next-gen orbital engine, too.
It only gets more and more unbelievable every time I hear it.
A Courageous 2.0?
Just how did you manage to construct a cutting-edge ship like this abroad in total secrecy, without anyone finding out?
That's what I've been wondering. Like, a big-ass ship like this? And it's just out of nowhere? I mean, the first one was definitely, obviously constructed, like, you know, in the Empire. Like, I mean, Osborn had to have known about it. Literally everyone who, you know, higher up could have known about it. So how'd you construct a ship like this? Like, where? When?
As I stated earlier, there are a great deal of individuals who helped me make this happen.
But do you also have like a secret factory just hidden somewhere? Most likely. I mean, we have the Black Workshop. It's not like everyone... I mean, it's not like no one else can have their own factory. Like, hey, if you can have one, we can have one too. Fuck you.
Such as Mr. Gwyn here, for instance.
Mr. Gwyn. Gwyn Reinford. Ah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. The story here goes all the way back to right after the Civil War.
I don't think I ever actually knew his first name. Like, I always knew it existed, but I completely forgot about this guy.
Considering the way it ended, His Highness decided to approach me for some advice. He had me prepare this ship for him, all in anticipation of the day when the Crimson Wings would be torn from the sky.
Okay, but when? Like, it couldn't have been constructed, like, after the first one was destroyed. Well, I mean, it has been 2 years since the Civil War, so of course they had to have been constructing a new one. It had to have been constructed during that time, right?
So that's why.
Huh. I do remember His Highness mentioning something about you being his advisor.
Still, for the construction site to be located on the Kingdom of Libero's Valeria Lakeshore? Ah. Construction site, Kingdom of Libero's Valeria Lakeshore. And on top of an old Ouroboros secret base to boot? Talk about a plot twist. Oh, that's a big fuck you, isn't it? I see. I wish they kept it up a little longer. It's like it's been up, like they just put it up there for like less than a second. Like, come on. Let me look at it. Jesus. You're referring to the research facility at the Faceless constructed during the incident in the Burrow. I heard that after the dust settled, it was handed over to the ZCF to manage. It does seem like Grandpa and the others used it for some kind of research. So not just Gwen and Professor Schmidt pitched in, but Professor Russell and Her Majesty Alyssa too. Alicia. Bleh. Whereas Cassius and the Crown Princess were none the wiser. If you want to fool your enemies, you gotta fool your friends first, huh? Classic. As for funding, in addition to His Highness Olivert, Gwyn and His Majesty Eugent also contributed from their personal holdings. But perhaps the most unexpected benefactors were Father and Marquis Ragnar. Indeed, quite a cunning play by those two. I imagine that keeping this from the Albareas was all in the name of avoiding the eye of the Intelligence Division. Yes, the same with the Cayennes, right? And so the third wing was complete, independent of the government and the Wiseland army, and thank God. Otherwise you guys would have known about it, and then the Ouroboros would have known about it, and then everyone would fucking know about it. Oh man, this was definitely a great plot twist. Of course, when I said we were preparing for our wings to be torn away, we only expected they would be commandeered by the government. And to be perfectly frank, the thought that they would be physically torn apart never even crossed my mind. Oh my goodness. This isn't a laughing matter for the record. You could have died, dude. I'll be honest, like, I halfway believed it, but like I said earlier, it's one of those deaths where it's like, if you don't see it happen, are they really dead? I mean, literally all three of you survived. I mean, Toval came out of it unscathed, but you lost an eye, and Victor apparently lost his entire fucking arm? Jesus Christ. I mean, like, that could have been a fatal injury. That's a bad injury. That could kill someone. Like, even like, oh my goodness, I remember reading, like, a fan fiction once. And it's like, one of the characters apparently like accidentally hurt someone a little bit more than they wanted to. I don't know if they kicked them in the stomach or something, or if the character they hurt was bleeding from the foot. Like, all I know is that there's some injuries out there. Like, even if you get, like, shot in the foot, apparently, like, you could die from that. Like, if you're bleeding out, yeah. And losing an arm, holy shit. Indeed. Just being alive is reason enough to give it thanks to Adios. Even at the cost of a left eye. Well, I mean, Alphen. Come on, he's still alive, it's fine. Better than him being dead. Your Highness. I hate to ask, but what's the prognosis? A full recovery doesn't seem to be in the cards, unfortunately. But as a musician, I'm just grateful that my hands and ears made it through in one piece. Exactly. I mean, everyone's like so worried, and I'm just like, I mean, at least you're alive. Like, come on. Like, let's not get worried just because he lost like a. An eye is important, but you know he still has the other one. That's why we have two. All right, he's alive. That's the only thing that matters. I suppose I have them to thank for that, eh? So you owe your life to George's inner turmoil and the whims of that phantom thief, huh? You have an unbreakable spirit, Your Highness. Don't sell yourself short. I feel the complete opposite. Like, come on, he's not selling himself short. Like, this is exactly him. Seems completely unfazed by it. Like, oh, thank Adios I'm still alive. Alright, here we go. Probably blew up in very specific places.
This is... I underestimated them. Shara, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Ein. Looks like I messed up.
Goddess, please protect my daughter.
Yeah, I remember this scene.
You have 15 seconds until the hull collapses. So before then, I will offer you one final wager. A gravitational barrier will appear on the bridge for exactly 24 seconds. Let's see if you can come back from this.
Oh. He's like, oh, they were quick to do that. It's like, oh, you got 15 seconds? Oh, no time to question this. Let's go.
Adios, help us! You gotta stay calm.
Get down and brace for impact.
Oh, here we go.
Damn! The gravitational barrier.
It's not gonna hold.
Don't give up just yet.
Uh-oh. Oh, and that's how he lost his arm. And there it goes. Boom. Oof. Damn, look at it just falling apart. Like, yep.
Was I a moment too late? Nay, surely a flicker of hope yet remains. Can you still be plucked from the jaws of Gehenna? Show me just how far that luck of yours will take you, my dearest rival.
Oh, Blue Blanc, I never thought I'd love you, man. Like, wow. It's like, I was real iffy on you in the beginning, even after you became, like, the so-called Phantom Thief, but man... Okay. You've earned my respect. I still can't believe that old friend that the Phantom Thief saved you from all the wreckage. I'll say. Also, do George and Oliver have the same voice actor? Because it sounded just like him. I'm definitely gonna look him up like after this, because they sound way too similar to just be a completely different person. Like, I understand I was wrong about Celine and I forget whose voice I was comparing her to, but yeah, you two definitely sound way too similar. Guess his parlor tricks are good for something. And that's what he used to spirit everyone away in one piece. No wonder they couldn't find so much as a single body. Yeah, exactly. It's like they blew it up so thoroughly there wasn't even a corpse. Like, no way. On top of that, he healed His Highness, the crew, even the Viscount's grave wounds, didn't he? That's right. I was injured too, but somehow I made it out relatively unscathed. Yeah, you were the lucky one. When the Viscount jumped in to block the hole in the barrier, I couldn't even use my arts to help him. I never felt so worthless in my whole life. I'm sorry, Laura. I dropped the ball when it mattered most. Oh, don't sell yourself short, man. Nobody could have predicted that they would have blown up the Courageous. Like, that was a heartbreaking scene. Like, no one saw that coming. Like I've told you, Toval, you have nothing to apologize for. I'm just relieved you made it out alive. I'm sure Father shares my sentiment. Once we smack that mask off his face and smack some sense into his actual face, and then he'll be back. I mean, not in one piece, but he'll be back, right? I admit, I thought Viscount Arcade more or less invincible. I was stunned speechless to see him in that state. But for him losing his left arm means he'll just swing twice as hard with his right. Power is but an extension of oneself, and what is a sword if not power wrought in steel? But ultimately, it is not the might of one's blade, but will and strength of spirit that decide the battle. Like, were those his words? The words of his lordship from the Infernal Castle 2 years ago. Yeah, once they showed that picture, I'm like, what, oh, did he say that? I thought that was like a Master Kafai kind of thing, but nah, he said that apparently. Man, it's been so long since I played Cold Steel 2. I don't remember him saying that. So ridiculously cool. Okay, Edgelord. Given who we're talking about, I expect he'll only emerge stronger from the experience. Yeah, so me thinking him losing an arm is going to give us an edge when we have to face him off in battle. Yeah, no, he's gonna smack us in the face, isn't he? Goodness.
If that's the case, this could well become the most difficult trial we've faced yet.
Goodness, facing off against probably one of the 2 strongest swordsmen in Erebonia. Goodness, you got Aurelia Le Guin, who thankfully is on our side, but now we gotta fight against Viscount Arcade. Oh man, like I said before, like, it was a 4-on-2 battle, and we did come out of it. So, Reen and Laura could very much possibly do this alone. But if they're talking about, oh no, he came from this, he probably came from this, experience, a stronger person, a stronger warrior from it. Using twice as much determination to make up for his loss. Like, wow. Yeah. Probably not going to be an easy fight. If I don't game the system, of course. I'm inclined to agree. It'd be prudent for us to account for every contingency. There's also the promise we made with Lloyd, Estelle, and the others. True that.
We can't let them best us. But what exactly is Rose up to? Sorry about my grandmother. She has a way of being evasive. I definitely was a little surprised by how sudden that all was.
Are we talking about shit that happened yesterday? That are gonna have a flashback? If it involves the rivalry, though, the only thing to do is go and check it out, right? Another flashback. Goodness, so many things that probably happened. As I was waiting for that talk between Reen and Muse, and I'm like, oh, we're on the next day now? Yeah. We're probably gonna have a bonding event or something about it. The previous evening, yeah, a lot of things to discuss. After Reen and the others had been shown around the Courageous Two, which they boarded at Prince Oliver's invitation, they began discussing what they needed to do now that the war would begin in less than a week. As they spoke, a message from a rather surprising party arrived at the conference room.
For those of you who have not yet had the honor, my name is Roselia Milstein. I am the elder of Erebonia's Hexen clan. Emma and Vita are my disciples in the magical arts. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, Prince Olivert, as well as the storied children of Crossbell and Laburl.
I'm sure the pleasure's all his, 800-year-old vampire. How do you do? Until this moment, I'd only heard of you through rumor and legend. Exactly. You're a living legend. Like, you're actually a part of the history of our entire country. I've heard that you watched over the laying of Erebonia's foundation by Arnor I. Is that really true?
Well, actually, that was my predecessor. It was Emperor Hector and Prince Dracos who I was best acquainted with 800 years ago. I can't say the family resemblance is all that strong in you, but you definitely have a familiar fire in your heart.
It's quite an honor to hear you say so. I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, it's been 800 years of children making and all that. So yeah, there's bound to be very little resemblance after 800 years. I mean, honestly, just think about it. Like 1,000 years ago, like during the Middle Ages, like yeah, no one resembles anyone from back then. I mean, unless it's by coincidence. Like genes don't carry over that far.
I've heard about Rosalia from Ren. 800 years old. Even seeing it with my own eyes, I can't quite believe it. I've heard a few things about those of you back there as well. Glowing tales from Regnard and Zeit both. Wait, what? Ragnar? For real? We haven't seen Zeit since... We spoke shortly before they vanished. Even I have no idea of their whereabouts now, however. And that's a shame. From the sound of it, Cassius doesn't know either. Ragnar, the ancient dragon, and Zeit, the divine wolf. Two of the beasts entrusted with overseeing the Septarians.
Indeed. Beings sent forth by Adios, much like the holy beast of Earth. Thomas Lysander, second dominion of the Gralsritter. Estelle, Lloyd, I've heard many a rumor about your respective endeavors. As for you, Your Highness, I don't think we've had the chance to talk since you were last at the main campus.
I'll say. And to think that you, a history teacher, are a dominion of the Gralsritter. I must say, I was quite frustrated that I was unable to see what was really going on, despite my ties to Kevin.
I see. So I guess that means you heard about us from Kevin and Race? Maria's?
It sounds like you learned about us from Wazi, right? Right. We're having all of them operate outside of Erebonia at the present. They're out there resisting Ouroboros and their allies working towards the Great Twilight in secret. 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th Anglers.
It seems the enforcers who haven't come to Erebonia are also all out on operations. Oh yeah, Ren. Yeah, Celine and Ren. I thought they had the same voice actress, but nah. Completely different. Looks like the intelligence division's been active in other countries too, making some pretty serious moves. Red Constellation's main regiment and the War God too. So Uncle Sigmund is finally on the move. Yes, Arios and Rishi are responding to their actions. It's the same with Noel, Chief Sergei, and Dudley, isn't it? I hope they're all okay. Goodness, all these names from characters I've never seen or met. Ugh. To be honest, things are looking fairly grim. So much so that the Papal Guard have begun to act on its own, and is cooperating with Operation Mil Mirage. I suspected as much. Now is truly not the time for them to be going off on their own like this. Even during the Night Touch affair 200 years ago, the Papal Guard managed to make a nuisance of themselves. For the time being though, let's focus on the main issue at hand. The rivalry of the Seven and... Though it is unclear how. It seems the announcement that Operation Jormungand and Operation Mil Mirage will commence 6 days from now is connected to the spread of the disturbance in the spirit veins. What? Wait, does that mean it was influenced by today's events?
Are you serious? The boss moving out
Might be related too. Yes, as well as my father, the Steel Maiden, and the others. This probably involves Mother and Sharon too. And Mariabelle. She seems to be working with RF somehow.
Oh yeah, that's right. Apparently, the Reinford company is developing something for her? Oh my goodness. She already seems powerful enough. Like, what could they possibly be making for her? I don't even want to see it. I'm actually scared of what it might be. Goodness. There are likely many causes, but we now have a different grave situation on our hands. Meanwhile, spirit veins across the entire continent have begun activating. It's no longer limited to the Empire. Wait, what the hell? The disturbance was initially a gradual ripple outward from the Empire, but
it seems to be matching the coming war in its scope.
Right. That's the Great Twilight at work. They need it in full swing for the rivalries to even be possible.
I imagine even now they're preparing for the ultimate reformation of the Great One. If only there was something we could do.
Oh, there is something we can do.
The solution is simple. Use this ship to whatever end you see fit.
And it's that simple. Goodness. It's like, I mean, we're JRPG protagonists, because there's always something we can do.
The rivalry of the Seven appears to be the true objective behind this plan of the Chancellor and the Gnomes. That much we can safely assume. And yet, it is this very same objective that may be our sole hope in preventing the disaster to come.
You for real here? It's true that ever since this curse was unleashed, it's felt as though everything's being guided by some unseen force. With that in mind, it'd be near impossible to try and prevent the war altogether.
That's probably why Dad and Chloe opted for Operation Mil Mirage instead. But while we're on it, what exactly is this curse anyway?
We know full well the sort of strife a Septarian can cause. We saw so ourselves during the incident in Labril a few years back. There, we had to come face to face with the same issues our ancestors contended with 1,200 years ago.
It was the same for us. We fought back against a centuries-long plan to artificially recreate a Septarian.
one that had been lost due to mankind's own hubris.
Yeah, I almost made a really big mistake back then. But then Lloyd and the others came and made everything all right again.
In Liberl, a ring that could grant any heart's desire, and in Crossbell, a tree that could rewrite destiny itself. Each one a blessing, yet each one a curse.
God damn.
But in spite of that, Estelle, Lloyd, and everyone else faced them head on. They didn't lose heart even once.
Exactly. It's like, if we can stop all of these other things, we can stop a war, we can stop a curse.
Therefore, discovering the truth is your responsibility now.
Exactly, we just gotta find its origin and stop it. It's like, the curse has to be coming from somewhere, right? Like, it's not just like a godlike thing that just exists and it's just doing whatever it wants. Like, honestly, I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. Like, the curse has to be coming from something. It has to be coming from somewhere. There has to be a source, an origin, like a root cause. If we can find it, its location, which is most likely going to be like the final dungeon, all things considered, where probably Osborn is located, and we're going to have a final battle with him. And maybe whatever being monster comes out of it. And that's going to be that. Like, when you think about it, it's pretty much that simple. Maybe, or maybe I'm just stretching, I don't know. But that sounds like it to me.
It's not something Estelle, or Lloyd, or even the rest of us can accomplish. Only you, Class 7 of Thor's Military Academy.
The Empire's facing threats both on its surface and behind the scenes. And you're no strangers to kicking tail on either of those fronts. I can't think of a more tenacious bunch out there. The way I see it, you guys are the only ones who can do this.
It's up to us then.
Nah. After all the adventures we've been on, oh man, I really want to play the first and second game now. And we got Cold Steel 3.
Naturally, the Courageous 2 has its own missions to see to. We must travel around the country helping people and gathering allies. Even so, I have no doubt that we can still serve as your wings of passage. More so with the Merkaba out of commission. After all, the difference in size should be more than enough to fit, say, 2 Divine Knights and 4 Panzer Soldats?
Nah.
Olivert.
You've put so much thought into this. We appreciate it.
Then Thor's Military Academy's Class 7 would be honored to take you up on that offer, Your Highness. We'll do everything we can to assist you in your efforts as fellow members of the Radiant Wings.
We'll help too. It's only fair after all you've done for the branch campus students.
If you ever need someone to make that ship purr, I'm your gal.
Fabulous! Delighted to have you. You see, we've been rather lacking in the crew department.
Well, I sure as hell ain't sitting this one out. What kind of instructor would I be otherwise?
Count me in too. I mean, we're finally all back together again.
Like we said, we're gonna be off doing our own thing, but we'll still be helping out.
Hey.
Same with us. We'll be catching a ride on the Bobcat too after we're done here.
Now that you mention it, you did both say you'd be working separately.
Yeah. The plan is to cover Eastern Erebonia, North Ambria, and Jirai.
You mentioned getting in touch with HQ in Le Mans. Guess that means you guys are heading out too, huh, Shara?
We are. Though we won't be leaving the ship until tomorrow.
Sarah, Fee, you guys got things covered here, yeah?
Of course. When have we ever let you down?
Call us if you need anything, okay?
I guess this is goodbye for now then, huh?
Yeah. We've got some stuff to take care of back in Crossbell.
Don't worry. We'll be seeing each other again before you know it. In the meantime, let's give this our all.
Yeah! We got this, Yuna!
Right!
Seems like we'll be able to divide things up by region then. You should be able to just leave everything with the Merkaba Unit 8 up to Rosine, guys. I'll be arranging for its repairs at a nearby location. really am in your debt, Thomas. Rosine, you too. Thank you.
No worries. Please look after everyone.
Aw, Rosine's leaving. Guess we won't be seeing Rosine anymore. Aw. Goodbye, Rosine.
It will not be easy, but our shred of hope has come into view. The time has come for me to undergo my final undertaking. Grandmother?
What do you mean, final undertaking?
Listen well, children of Class 7. As noted, the spirit veins throughout the land are activating. And they're disordered, as they've never been before. The same can be said for the shrines, the stages for the rivalries. This includes the Luna Shrine, the only shrine we witches have overseen since ancient times. The Luna Shrine. Isn't that close to Mosante? Yes. It is the location of the reflecting pool, and generation after generation of wandering witches have watched over it. This pool reflects genuine truth, and it is believed to be connected to the origin of the Black Records.
Oh. I didn't expect to hear those mentioned here. Yes, I myself was just told about it the other day.
I suggest anyone interested in the real truth behind the curse to come. I swear on my true name, I shall provide the answers to your doubts. Rest assured.
Rain.
A trial for everyone in Class 7 is what's needed here. Only Celine is left, yes? I'm going to need you to take your human form, Celine.
Look at her face, like, yep, it's time to use that.
Huh? Grandmother?
Oh, what is happening? Oh, and everyone's leaving. Oh, goodbye, Rosine. Pray for us. And there they all go too. Along with Agate. And from here we all go our separate ways. Oh man. We're finally doing it. It's all finally starting. Oh boy.
We thought the Luna Shrine was a dead end, but there was more to it after all.
This will be a trial for the entirety of Class 7. I'm reminded of our adventures in the old schoolhouse 2 years ago. Ah, you mean where everyone first met Valamor?
Yeah, and then that crazy go-nuts corridor appeared at the end. Reverie Corridor. Knowing what we know now, I think that place is yet another sort of shrine. I don't know what my grandmother's intentions are, but we should prepare ourselves for anything. But crying out loud, why am I'm not even a part of Class 7.
You might as well be, Celine. I mean, you've been with us. You've been with us all long enough that I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter at this point. as long as you've been traveling with us, you're basically Class 7. Just admit it already, Celine. You're one of us, whether you like it or not. Exactly, Machias. Exactly. Yeah, you're Class 7, whether you like it or not. This would be the first time we've seen your human form since the Black Workshop, huh? Ah, to gaze upon both Celine's lovely figure and the reflecting pool in the same day? What fortuitous timing. This is why I love Oliver. Goodness. Once everyone's done their little tour around the Courageous too, we can head for Lake Gala. It would probably be wise to land out on the water, to pull a little distance between ourselves and Melsante. Learning to switch between the silent navigation and optical camouflage modes is going to be critical here.
Understood.
Things are starting to heat up. Next, our plan is to head ashore, with each group making their approach from the target locations. Fortunately, Estelle, Lloyd, and the others are already a step ahead of us gathering intel. I'm sure they'll have hit on something useful by the time you get out. We'll be expecting good news, guys. But seriously though, take care of yourselves out there. Right, that goes for you too. It means so much to know you've got our backs. Class 7, it's time to make sure our preparations are set. We'll need every pair of hands we can get around the ship, so those of you in position to pitch in, please do so.
Absolutely, Instructor.
Makes sense. Even with everyone from the branch here, this is a pretty huge ship.
Right. It's probably best to make one more round, just to be sure.
Oh boy. Probably gonna get a tutorial of all this shit. Goodness gracious. Act 3. Seekers of the Dawn. Now here we go. Oh, look at this ship. Oh my goodness. Oh lordy lordy. Courageous 2 is a newly constructed ship. Something about it feels nostalgic. Maybe I'll do one final sweep around the floor myself prior to departure. Alright, I need to find everyone going ashore and wish them luck again. Oh boy, new ship, new problems. Each floor has an elevator that you can use to move to the upper floors. You can select floors that you've previously visited via the quick travel menu. Courageous has many different functions. For F, Computer. Confirm and report requests, of course. Third floor, Training Room. Combat Training. Second floor, Stores. Weapons, limited items, curios purchase, and exchange shop. Second floor, Cafeteria. Purchase ingredients and create magic dishes. Second floor, Medical Office. Purchase salves. First floor, Orbital Factory. Modify orbments, enhance weapons and quartz. And first floor hangar. Make and insert EX orbs. Do we have new EX orbs now? Goodness. Also accessible from the Arcus 2 menu using L2 plus circle. Oh boy. What's up guys, this is Snappy Cat and welcome back to more Trails of Cold Steel 4. When we last left off, oh man, probably the most epic part of the game just concluded, and I have to say, it was pretty much everything I expected this game to be. Just plot twists, huge events, just tenseness all around, just anxiety, just everything. I will admit, the battle at the end really got on my, just really got my nerves up. Oh my goodness, just going through all 4 of those fights, definitely a gross moment for me. It was just definitely an annoyance. Especially the fight in the beginning when you had with Lecter starting off. It's like they knew this asshole was going to be, they knew he was going to be annoying. They knew he was going to be annoying, but we managed to pull through. We managed to pull through during the end. Again, this is on Nightmare, just so everyone knows. So yeah, this is going to be very difficult, especially if the team isn't quite set up for it. Especially if I'm using characters whose quartz and shit I cannot change. Like I remember reading a comment just before like starting this recording. Like, oh yeah, I don't play on Nightmare on the first game. Like, yeah, I do. I'm almost certain I played Cold Steel 3 during on Nightmare 2 as well, but oh my goodness. Because like I said, I've already played through all the previous games of the Cold Steel series, so yeah, at some point you're gonna recognize the most useful tactics to use. Like, it's not the most difficult game in the world. Perhaps if it was an action game, maybe it would be a little bit more. But it's not particularly a difficult game, especially if you intend to break the system and use everything to your advantage. But yeah, in the end, we managed to pull through. Each fight was easier than the last, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, again, we managed to pull through in the end. So, oh my goodness! And I thought we were gonna have a Panzer Soldat battle. I honestly thought we were just gonna have a Panzer Soldat battle, and I was not. I did not want that fight. I did not want that fight. And no. But I'm glad everything turned out in the end. Oliver turned out to be alive. Toval and Victor. Unfortunately, Victor is now an enemy now, so I can only imagine what that fight's going to be like. Well, I know for a fact we're going to get him back. We're going to smack some sense into him. We're going to smack the curse out of him. And your boy's going to be back, hopefully on the side of good, near the end, because we're going to need all the help we can get. But, yeah, I don't really have much to say other than... Well, there is one more thing I do want to say. I know, like, because of my work, because of my job, like my full-time job, that these videos are coming out, like, they're coming out so much longer than they used to. Like, I used to have, like, what, 23 subscribers, and it dropped to, like, 20. I don't really care about that, you know. The subscribers come and go. You know, things change. Sometimes, you know, someone isn't, you know, who they were in the beginning, and, you know, it's like you don't want to stay subscribed anymore. There were channels that I've been subscribed to that I'm just like, I don't really want to be a part of this channel anymore. So I completely get that. It's fine. But it's the reason why they probably unsubscribed. It's just, I just haven't been putting out videos, and it's just like, at the end of the day, I just want to let you know, if it takes me like, you know, 5 days or 7 days or 15 days or a whole month to bring out a video, I just want you to know it's work. At the end of the day, no matter how long it takes me to bring out a video, at the end of the day, it's work. I do have a video planned that I plan to make after this session. It's going to be like its own separate video of just me ranting about how shit real life is. But basically, the point I want to make is I'm not going to apologize anymore for how long these videos take to come out. You know, or otherwise I'd be apologizing literally each and every single video. And I don't really want to do that anymore. I just want to get into the game and move on. So, yeah. If a video takes a long time to come out, it's work. I'm not going to apologize about it anymore. I'm not going to bring it up anymore. That's going to be like its own separate video, assuming I make that video. But when it comes out, yeah, that's going to be the end of it. So, we're just going to move on. That's it. We're just going to start the game. I'm going to do my intro, like, oh, what we did last time, my thoughts from back then and going forward. And then we're just going to move on. So, yeah. Time to start moving on. Alright, Kurt. Kurt and Mueller. Oh, Instructor Reen. Ah, Reen. Taking a tour of the ship. It's been some time, hasn't it? About 2 years already, if I'm not mistaken. Right. I think the last time we saw each other was that board of directors meeting at the main campus. Damn, it was that long ago. That was a long ass time ago. I was sorry to hear about what happened to the 7th Division, but I'm glad to see you're safe. Yes, no doubt thanks to the guidance of Adios. I admit it was difficult to watch the 7th get disbanded, but it ended up working to my advantage. Thanks to that, I was able to slip away and rendezvous with the others in time to help with the creation of the Courageous 2. You can never really just tell where life's current will sweep you next, huh? That aside, have you not been able to contact Father and the others either? I'm going to be contacting him and Arior in a short while. Before I do, though, I'd like to get in touch with Uncle Zex and Nighthawk. I see. No doubt they're struggling with their positions, General Craig included. So I've heard. They're still Imperial soldiers. It hasn't changed. Once Operation Jormungand begins, they'll most likely be deployed as the main force in the rear guard. If they are, even Operation Mil Mirage is sure to face stern opposition. Right. If Uncle Zek's stratagems are combined with General Craig's unmatched power, then even the valorous Le Guin and tactical genius Caius could be outmatched. Yeah. The conflict might already be impossible to stop in any official capacity, but I'll do what I can behind the scenes. If you could somehow buy us some time on the official front, you would have my deepest gratitude, Lieutenant Colonel. It struck me. But of course. That reminds me, I'm many months late in saying so. I wanted to thank you for mentoring my brother. I'd like to ask that you continue providing him with guidance, so that he may one day grow into a strong, independent man. Hey, Mueller. In my book, Kurt's already there. But I hear you. As an instructor, it's my responsibility to continue leading him as best I can. I'm in your debt, Reen. Ugh. Perhaps I'll go find a suitable hole to crawl in and die of embarrassment now. Aw, come on, it's your brother, bro. Like, you'd be doing the same thing if you were him. It's nice to see Mueller again, but being around him also makes me a little impatient. His swordsmanship skills and the way he carries himself are so well refined. I'm still so far from closing the gap between us. But I won't get anywhere being hasty. I just need to keep making steady progress in my own way. Exactly, like he's been at this for what, like 4 years now? 5, 6, like he's been at this way longer than you. Like you were probably a kid when he was like set to be Oliver's like main bodyguard, so yeah, he's been at this for a long while. He's a lot of real world experience, so yeah, you've got some catching up to do, but it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of getting that experience in, you know? It's also been quite a while since I've seen Nightheart. At least a year, I think. Come to think of it, Princess Claudia's personal guard didn't seem to be with her. Perhaps she's serving Operation Mil Mirage in a more direct capacity then. Well, no matter. I'm sure I'll run into her at some point. Huh. Is he talking about someone else from LeBron? Heh. There's this woman, Major in the Royal Guard, who he's... Kurt, as a member of the Vander family, you do well to avoid speaking excessively right now. Right. Oh, got a sweetheart, huh? Well, you do you, man, you do you. Alright. Oh, the bridge. Hold on. Hey. This new model orbital computer doesn't seem to be displaying anything of note at the moment. This might prove useful later. Now, though, we can leave it be. Yeah, we don't have any tasks right now, but yeah, we've got a lot of people to talk to, so. Oliver, Sherazard, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm so glad you're both okay. Both of you here together, nothing could make me happier right now. Thanks, Alphen. I know I put you through hell. I'm sorry that I haven't been in touch. Honestly, Your Highness, I should have informed you before anyone. That was my failing. Forgive me. No, don't be silly. With that wound, my brother wasn't going anywhere for a while, right? Thank you so much for helping with his recovery. Your Highness, you honor me with your magnanimity. Or that. Magnanimity. Truly. I have to say, though, getting Shira to feed me is definitely a memory I'll treasure forever. Oh. Although she did give me one legendary purple nupper when I suggested she ditch the spoon and use her mouth instead. Goodness. So help me, Adios. Olivier, you're about 3 seconds away from finding out what life is like with 0 eyes. Oh goodness. I wouldn't have guessed it, but those two are much more intimate than I expected. Oh my. Certainly a relationship I'd love to see develop. Anyway, don't mind me butting in. Impressive. Looks like you're already finding your way around the place. Yeah, it really is an incredible ship. This isn't the first time we've met, but I'd like to reintroduce myself nonetheless. I'm Rean Schwarzer. Good to meet you, Sherazar. The pleasure's all mine. I've been hearing a lot about you. It sounds like you've been to Gehenna and back more times than one, and you're not done yet, it would seem. Adversity seems to be the order of the day for those who call Erebonia home. But at the very least, it's made us a tough people. But no matter where we're from, I'm glad to be allies just the same. Estelle, Agate, now you. You bet. I've got your back. We've been preparing for the worst for a long time now. And just between you and me, as the Silver Streak, I really don't want to be outdone by the Purple Lightning. Oh, little bit of rivalry. Ah. Come to think of it, you've been pretty focused on that for a while now, haven't you? Well, yeah. Despite us being the same age, she was the youngest bracer ever to reach A rank when she did. She always had a reputation as a force to be reckoned with. Even Cassius relied on her. It did make me a little jealous, I have to say. You're both so fantastic, though. I really admire you, Shara. You know, even though Sarah is my former instructor, we have a close relationship as friends now. I can believe it. Once I came to Erebonia and the two of us actually met, we immediately hit it off. We both like drinking, and our overall situations are fairly similar too in some ways. Your interest in those of masculine persuasion couldn't be any more different, though. Nah. Ah, that's right. She's got a thing for silver foxes, eh? Though I hear the winds of change are starting to blow across that particular plane. Wait, I don't recall telling you about any of this. I was about to say, I thought she was going to say something about that. Sherazard is so gorgeous, but she has a really cute side too. Don't worry, you two. I'll sort this out like a proper sister should. Or maybe it's best to just leave it to them. They are adults after all. Now say. Oh, it's up to you. At any rate, it seems like Cedric is drifting further and further astray. I'm starting to fear that maybe we really can't go back to how things were. Your Highness. Come now. That can't be true.
I'm just as glad as you to see him alive again. But feelings such as that are only for the weak!
It's like, I kind of feel the same way she does. Like, he feels a little too far gone. Like, I mean, I don't think he's gonna have a place in the royal family anymore, like, as the heir to the throne. You know, if it's like, the male heir gets like the seat of power or whatever. Like, it might just be Alphen becoming empress. Like, that's gonna be real huge on her shoulders. I mean, the emperor and empress are still alive and well, so, I mean, you only gotta, like, look back. I mean, when all is said and done, as long as they're still alive, you can just, like, bring it back to them, but still. Like, I don't think he's gonna be coming back anytime soon.
We're ending this world and creating a new order in its place. And an undertaking this great leaves me no room for weakness.
Those words were proof that he's pushing himself too far. His infatuation with Chancellor Osborne is pretty clear. I honestly doubt his resolve as one of the Ironbloods is really so firm. Or as a Divine Knight Awakener, for that matter. I'm inclined to agree. Oh, brother, you silly fool. All we can ever do as people is work with the opportunities in front of us and never give up hope. Besides, I still need to meet him properly, just as I did the princess. He is royalty after all. If it's a family meet and greeter after Shara, need only ask. Oh yes, there's mother and father too if he's recovered. Let's take it down a notch, shall we? I mean, there is a chance you're going to be part of the family soon, so... I mean, if your relationship is really that intimate. Huh. What's that? I see that curious glint in your eyes. Hey, we got that Vantage Masters. Oh, what is that? This here is our true trump card. It's what makes ultra-long distance communications with the Arcus 2 possible. Ah, I was wondering, I was looking at her, like the icon above her head, it's usually blue if it's something like Vantage Masters or something like that. I was like, oh, is that Vantage Masters? Does she have a deck? I mean, it's probably still true, or for something, maybe. But I was like, no, it's green, so that means it's like a side quest-y thing. Not really side quest, but you get the idea. It's an artifact known as the Sonoros Seashell. Mr. Debaucherous Prince snuck it in. Wow, incredible. It's a delicate little device I discovered in some ruins on a visit with the Bracer Guild. That was about, 10 years ago now. It facilitates ultra-long distance communications in a snap, and is even able to bypass orbital comm restrictions of all shapes and sizes. It's currently in use as our repeater routes, per Toval's suggestion. It's also linked to your Arcuses via the Round of 7 app that Foundation made for me. Its capabilities are almost mind-boggling. And if the ship control tower is set up with this, then we'd have flawless communications with everyone involved with Radiant Wings. As someone who will be helping with operations, I have to say, I find it hard to believe its capabilities are even possible. I mean, it is an artifact. I mean, do you remember the last artifact we had in, the last game? Which basically just made, the higher elements possible? Changing the goddamn weather? Come on. It's not that... It's not that, difficult to believe, honestly. I'm with you there. I guess artifacts don't need to be deadly to be powerful. Speaking of that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the Septarian Church collected all artifacts that are still functioning. Haha, about that. After a bit of discussion with the Grossritter, we managed to come to an agreement of sorts. Our possession and usage has received tactic approval, on the condition that we abide a number of itty-bitty rules. Oh, Oliver. So fortunate are we that a man of his eloquence and skill walks upon this earth. Alright. My brother and Sherazard are both so strong. I feel so relieved. It's like I'm floating on air. Ahem. Anyway, I also intend on going down to Lake Gala. I'll be meeting up with Estelle and the others, so let's link up again in the future. You're taking on the Witch Elder's trial, right? Best of luck, Rain. Thanks, Sherazard. If I find out anything of note, I'll be in contact. Alright. I am eager to visit my father as well, but I know I must proceed carefully. I'm sure a chance will present itself soon. And I hope it comes soon too. And look at the team, look at the band. Instructor Rain, I hardly noticed you there. This ship is kind of okay, really. You're dead brilliant, don't you think? Don't think I felt this exhilarated since the first time I rode the Derflinger. You know my heart belongs to the railways, but faced with a machine this beautiful, even I could be tempted to stray. I'm about to say, like, even Pablo, the train lover, has to look at this ship and be like, yeah, this is pretty hype. I know what you mean, Pablo. I'm still having trouble taking it all in myself. I take it you three are running the bridge? We're at least trying to fill in where we can. We're sort of learning on the fly. Luis, Tatiana, and I will be heading up comms and observation. On the engineering side, we've got me and Tita, and Maya and Sydney are manning the guns, with the other combat tactics folks chipping in to help. Me though, I'll be mostly holed up in the workshop. As for me, I'll be helping Miss Mint out on anything she needs. Sounds like you're all putting what you learned in your field exercises to practical use. I'm really proud of all of you. By the way, seems like Leonora's gonna be the co-pilot. Flying an airship sure sounds great, but you cannot give the helm to someone with no Panzer Soldat experience. Somehow this ship is just too cool. I hear you, Pablo. Oh my goodness. Can't believe Miss Mint and the others were working on a grand plan like that without anyone else catching wind of it, I'll say. I'm like, where's Mint? Where's Monk? It's like, where's Vivi? Like, where are they? It's like, they're nowhere to be seen. Like, they're just out there, just doing their thing. Like, we saw like one scene of them. Like, we couldn't even see their faces, but it's like, you're there. What are you doing? Makes me prouder than ever to be a student of Thor's. Thor's alumni, let's go. I have to say, though, I didn't think that we'd be able to use the knowledge we gained from our field exercise in real-life situations this soon. Yeah, I'll say. Think about how we felt when the Civil War kicked off. And we haven't even finished we haven't even finished the first year of our time in the Thor's main campus, and we're already being thrown into like a civil war, an actual, like a small kind of war, but an actual war. Like, come on! It's like we started our year, got into a civil war, and then went back to finish it in that span of time. God, pretty amazing, isn't it? I joined the Academy on a bit of a whim, but I've been blessed with the fantastic friends and an incredible place to be. In any case, I'm glad I took things seriously at the Academy. I'm glad too. I'm glad things are working out for you, Valerie. I'm glad you've warmed up. So, Angelica, what do you think? In a word, incredible. This is top-of-the-line next-generation stuff. I've never piloted anything this responsive. And equipped with stealth capabilities on top of that, it's perfect. I don't know if we can ever thank Prince Oliver enough. Well, we can always repay his kindness by making full use of this ship. And stocking it full of cuties like Toa and Tita is a good start. I'm with you there. And once we get them into the baths, things are going to be even better. It's like a dream come true. Into the baths? Oh my goodness. Angelica, speak more. So you want us to thank Prince Oliver by enabling him? Hell yes. Anyway, you can go ahead and leave the helm of the Courageous 2 to me. I'll treat it right. I'll take us anywhere the Prince commands. Oh goodness, Angelica. Alright. Time to go to the next floor. Third floor, conference training sector. Here it is. So the strategy conference room and training room are on this floor. About third floor, conference room and training sector. The third floor contains the conference room and training sector, as well as a recreation area, lounge, and bath facilities. The training room cannot be used yet, but it appears to provide a good variety of combat training. People sometimes meet up in the bathing area, Washing up will restore HP, EP, and CP. Yeah, don't need that anymore. I mean, it's still useful, don't get me wrong. Like, even though they have... Do they even have it equipped? Probably not. Okay. Oh, Selene is finally an attack member? Hold up. Like, yeah, she's there. Oh, goodness. We got reserves. Alright. Nah. So we finally got Selene, alright. But, yeah, anyway. I don't think... Does it work for, like, a support... I think it also works for support members. But, yeah, even if they have Emblem equipped, because it's just Reen right now, like, in the actual, like, you know, overworld, like, we just see, like, you know, his little icon right there. Only he gets Emblem, so only he's going to benefit from it when he's on, like, the ship. But when you're on the ground, then it actually, you know, goes for everyone. But because it's just him, I need to go to the baths in order to get everyone's HP and EP up before going to the ground. So, yeah. We got the meeting room. We got the room all the way down there, probably the conference room. Or is it the conference room? No. But, yeah. A lot of people to start with, so... Let's start with these girls right here. Look at the tennis club. Oh, man. You guys definitely needed one more member. You could have had, like, the doubles going on. That would have been great.
Hey, Jessica. Are you sure you don't want to go talk to Angelica? It's fine. She's still getting to grips with the ship's controls. I don't want to interrupt. Besides, I already messaged her after we infiltrated Leaves. I'm glad to hear it. It's been a while since the three of us got together, huh? It's a shame we can't go hang out at Roquette like we used to. Agreed. I could go for a stack of pancakes right about now. We'll get our chance. We'll all go together once the war is over. I've got a lot more crossbow to show you girls too. Then I'll return the favor with a tour of Roar. And after that, you two can come to Remiferia. We can go on a road trip all around the places we grew up.
The girls from the tennis club are such great friends. I'm almost a little jealous. Glad you three get to see each other again.
Same here. It's just like old times. I am truly grateful to Prince Oliver for giving us this opportunity. And we get to stay together as courageous 2 crewmates, so let's work extra hard. We won't let you down, Instructor Reen.
Thanks. It'll be a big help having you on board. I wonder, are all the Thor students here on this ship? Because I thought it'd just be like a few of them, but if they're all here, oh man, my heart. I didn't even think about that. Like, are all the students gonna be here? That's gonna be awesome if they are all here. Yes. Having the 3 of us together again like this is making me miss life at the branch campus. We've got to end this war as soon as possible. Let's give it our all. Oh my god, I was just talking about this earlier, but it's like, man, we were going through like a war, like a civil war during our school life, and now you guys are going through an actual war during your school life 2 years later. Like, wow. It's like, man, come on. We haven't even gotten through like the first semester, and you're already like fucking up our school life. Oh my goodness. Not even a semester and you guys are already getting thrown into like real fights. Like, you guys haven't even had that long to like really learn everything you needed to, but it's like, here you are. I mean, all of this real world experience is definitely going to get you some extra credit, that's for sure.
I don't know which I'm more excited about. Yuna giving us a tour of Crossbell or Jessica showing us around Roar. Maybe I can convince them to visit Remiferia after graduation to repay the favor. This is going to be so fun.
Aww. I love you, Jessica. Or not Jessica. I forgot her name. I walked away and I saw the name Jessica. It's not Jessica. You're Jessica. I'm glad we're back together.
After over a month of Thor's crew being scattered all over, the real challenge starts now. But I'm not afraid. I'm as committed as you are. Oh goodness. Louise. It's like, I don't know why. It's like I walked away and I saw the name Jessica. I don't know why. I saw Jessica instead of Louise and I thought it was Jessica. Oh, I love you, Louise. I love Jessica too. Like, at first I thought she was a little plain, but oh man, I'm really starting to like these characters. I really am. Anyway, we got all these people. Oh man. Oh, we got our instructors right here.
Oh, Reem.
How's it going? Are you guys talking to Major Irving about the handover procedures? Bleh. Yes, the ship is a new build. There are many things about it we don't understand. That's why I have the manual in hand, to read and go and check as I go. Sounds tough. Keep up the good work. Under normal circumstances, I should also be helping out too, since I'm a part of the branch campus faculty and all. Well, you've got a trial from Rose coming up at Lake Gala, don't you? You can just leave this up to us then. Just make sure you're prepared, got it?
To be honest, I'd like to go too. But it's only members of Class 7 that are allowed to, right? It's kind of frustrating, to be honest.
Sorry about that, Toa. I'll be sure to head straight to the ship with the trial results. Will you be heading down after the handover procedures to meet up with the main campus students, Major Irving? Right. I'm planning on also serving as their backup, at least for the time being. Let's keep in touch then. It'll help us maintain a shared branch campus mindset, so to speak. And of course,
thank you very much.
It would do so great the principal won't know what hit her. Yeah, pretty much the only person who's not here is Principal Le Guin. All we're missing is our principal, and she's not here. Oh, man. Oh, Schwarzer. I wanted to speak with you about Major Claire. Right. We only saw an image of her on the Pentacle, just like the Chancellor and the others. Though she's probably carrying out some pretty important task in a different area. Yes. She's likely working to finalize the railway's usage plans and preparations for the Operation Jormungand's start, as well as carrying out her duties as part of the Ironbloods. Right. I know her, and I can only imagine how much losing Orion must have hurt her. It's not really my place to say, but please do what you can for her. If things keep going on this way, she won't be able to handle it much longer. Understood. I'm not sure what I can really do, but as one of the people who cares for her, I'll do everything I can. It's all I can ask. I'm in your debt, Schwarzer. No problem.
To be honest, I wish I was going with you, but that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. Please be careful out there, okay, Reem?
Schwarzer, I'm in your debt. Please, I leave things in your hands. Let's continue to stay in contact, so we might maintain the spirit of the branch campus. Just leave the ship to us. Make sure you're ready to take on Rose's trial, got it? Man, are we going to have any side quests before this? Unless we're going to be jumping straight into the story. Might not be much of an episode. Men's shower. Looks like the men's bathing area. The previous Courageous only had showers. Guess this is just one benefit of a larger ship. And we have the trial at the Luna Shrine, where the reflecting pool is. Probably be better to go ahead and wash up now. Sinus already gave me permission to use it, so I might as well head in, right? Not now. Maybe once we've talked with everyone. Oh yeah, we got people in here too, right? Hey. Yo. Hello, instructor. Hey, guys. I heard these two know each other from... Yeah, they're both from Jirai. I heard these two know each other from way back. both grew up in Jirai. Must be nice for Star to finally see his old friend again. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. I'll go. No, by all means, come join us. Is that alright with you, Crow? Sure. Too much nostalgic talk makes me uncomfortable anyway. Besides, I gotta ask old Reen here all about how we're doing at the academy. What do you say, Reen? My boys start giving you any trouble? I've heard he's kind of a big shot in the combat logistics team. Real impressive, given how much of a crybaby he used to be. Crybaby, huh? That happened when I was 8 years old. I've changed a lot since then. I mean, I should hope so. Honestly, though, I think you've even grown in the time since I last saw you. I hear that after you left Crossbell, you ended up helping to complete the Courageous 2. That's right. Becky got in contact with me and told me that what was going on. Heh. Well, you always were pretty sharp. Good at keeping secrets, too. She made a good call bringing you in, especially since you had an idea of what you and her pals were up to. Heh. We even managed to get a hold of a lot of stuff about C way back when. Damn, man. It's almost creepy how good you are at this stuff. Speaking of C, you still have the mask you wore back then? If you don't mind, I'd like to take a look at it. I second that. It's been a while. Are you guys just making fun of me now? Come on. Yeah, it would be nice if you actually had the costume. Oh man. It would be nice. I really do wish they had the C costume. Like, even if it was like DLC, I would like to have it. Like, we never got to play as him in the C costume. Or even his old costume back when he was like back when he unmasked and he was just working with like the nobles in the Civil War. Oh man. Hey instructor, what can I get you to drink? Oh, Freddy. I thought you'd be in the cafeteria, and of course you'd be behind the goddamn... I checked out of this facility, sure enough. But there's no need for two cooks. I'll have Sandy in charge there for now, oh thank God. So you're not cooking, you're just behind the bar, that's fine. Besides, I can do some cooking just as well over here. Kenneth from the Imperial Fishing Club left me all sorts of fishing supplies and the like. So if you want to trade in some fish, speak with me, just like back during the field exercises. Sounds good to me. Say, are you hungry? I can make you something on a snack on. What do you think of whipping up? Let me see. Stewed bee larva, cicada fritters, grilled peppered skink. Now, don't go drooling all over your nice clothes, instructor. I don't think there's any risk of that. So you still got that penchant for including bugs in your dishes, huh? By some strange turn of events, my stomach doesn't really turn at the thought of it anymore. Freddy is a decent cook too. So honestly, might actually be tasty, bugs or not. Oh boy. I've got stewed bee larva, cicada fritters, and grilled pepper skink on the menu. I heartily recommend you try them. On second thoughts...
Hey, what can I get you today?
Ancient steak. Goodness. Soars 8,000 HP, strength and defense up. Large. That's like what, a 50% increase? Not bad. Could make one of these. This might be useful. For one turn? I mean, if I'm thinking of smacking someone with like some S-crafts, it might not be bad. Oh yeah, look at this separate mass.
Come again!
I still haven't done any grinding, but we'll get to that.
You've got good taste.
Fishing bait. I'm gonna afford that. Why not? Alright.
Come on, give it a try. You've got good taste.
Selfish, I have nothing. I have literally nothing. Goodness. is that, I mean, if I can go back to Leaves and catch that fish, well, then that's a completely different story. Then maybe we can talk about some fish, but man, I need to get back to Leaves. I need to catch that fish. If it gives me as much U material as I think it does, man.
Come again.
Alright. Look at the nobility. I had considered myself fairly aware of what was going on with Mil Mirage. But between President Rocksmith joining the meeting and Prince Oliver showing up, I clearly had no idea what it really entailed.
I know what you mean. The prince managed to keep himself and this ship such a well-guarded secret it even took me by surprise.
I think our mutual friend over there will have some choice words about your bold declaration, however. Uh-oh. You still haven't talked about that, apparently.
Come on, Instructor Reen, don't be mad.
I had a whole speech worked out, but now that I think about it, I feel like it might sound a little hypocritical. Exactly! I was just thinking, I don't know if I said this, but I have been thinking about it. Like, Reen, you're the type of motherfucker to keep going on about, I need to do this alone. Like, no, you're not doing this alone, okay? You're the type of self-sacrificing kind of motherfucker that you don't deserve to make that kind of speech, alright? It would, given how you're far worse when it comes to trying to sacrifice yourself. Just like Eustace says, for everything I've done, I'm in no position to criticize you, Mise. I would just leave that job to Elise and Alpha. Oh, believe me, they've already made their feelings quite clear. Alright, I guess we're done here then. In any case, I'm just glad that everyone is safe. I'll be counting on you two for your help with the Luna Shrine, but take some time to relax before then. I intend to. Thanks.
Thank you, Instructor.
Oh man, I'm glad we got that over and done with.
This is the black tea that Eustace gave me. It's wonderfully calming.
And that was wonderfully normal for you to say. General Le Guin was right. I can't deny I seem to have been giving Lady Modine Muse special treatment. I should take this opportunity to revise my attitude toward her. The trial at Luna's Shrine came precisely at the right time. I'm prepared. Oh, he's going to be a little bit more critical. But that's fine. Alright, we got two people down here. Hey! Looks like a big enough arena for you to really spar. That's for sure. Yuvalie and Laura, huh? Yeah, this... it's like, I'm not surprised by this. Straight to asking for a match, then.
No, that's not the case.
Oh, really? That's surprising.
We both arrived at the training area independently and unexpectedly ran into one another.
And you all will be leaving for that trial soon. I would never be so Boris as to wear someone out before something like that. My bad then, Yuvalie. But I gotta say, it's pretty amazing we have such quality training facilities on a ship like this.
Yes, I suppose you could say that, if you really wanted to. The previous Courageous also had substantial facilities, but there certainly wasn't an area quite as spacious as this available.
Especially back on the Merkaba. I mean, it was barely a training area. It was more like a dressing room with like a large-ass mirror. Like, come on.
I find it irritating to always be receiving favors. So as a training opportunity for you all, an archaism belonging exclusively to the Stalker. May I present the Vanguard F2 Sleipnir.
Is that a state-of-the-art archaism from Ouroboros? Like the one used at Hamel in the Naval Fortress? But are you still able to make use of them even after separating yourself from Ouroboros?
Yes. Especially adapted for my own personal use. Sleipnir, come.
And you could just do that this whole time?
God, where was this before? Goodness. Now that I see it up close, it is fairly intense. Going up against an archaism like this does seem like it would make for some phenomenal practice. I have a never slept near unit actually. I wouldn't mind letting you use that use that one for training as well. While you're all undergoing your trial, I'll set them up to respond to specific combat situations for practice. I usually just leave it in the hangar's reserve area, so feel free to use it as you like even if I'm not around. Talk about full service treatment. You truly are in your debt, Diggly. Thank you. Oh, you play Vantage Masters now, or has that always been there? Oh, Schwarzer, I heard you play Vantage Masters. I've been indulging in it to enhance my tactical skills. If you'd like, I suppose I wouldn't mind allowing a challenge from you. I guess I'll take you up on that. You can now play Vantage Masters against Duvally, hey! Well, you know what this means, let's get this out of the way. So I'll see you guys in a second. You are lucky I don't have another attack. All I know is that the next one is going to be done. And we're done. Goodbye.
Ugh, this can't be happening!
4U material. Ooh, nice. Well, that was that. While you're training, I'll be preparing the Sleipnir for drills. Can you come back again later? Sure. Well, this place is spacious, I'll give it that. I think I'll do some training. We can even spar together later. I'm up for that. As I didn't do any of those training drills or whatever back in the Cold Steel 2. Like they had like the spell casting and all that stuff. It's like I didn't do any of that. I didn't do one. I just left. But alright. I think we're done with this place. God. Goodness. Alright, yeah, I think we talked to everyone. Shop multi-purpose sector.